All right, y'all. So I done took my little cell phone down to the Aldi's. This is my first time really just shopping at Aldi, but I heard they were inexpensive, and this is a great way to save some money, especially if you want to get budget meals for a family of five. So I said, well, why not? My biggest issue with coming to Aldi is always traveling to Little Rock from North Little Rock. So I have to come over here on like a Sunday when it's not as much traffic. But anyway, y'all see me getting my camera out just in case. I'm actually recording from my meta glasses, and I wanted to make sure that if they died on me, I still had the footage on my phone. So yeah, I got my quarter, child. I had actually had to go back to the car and dig in the car for a quarter, y'all. And I thought I didn't have one. I need to get one of those little things that I be seeing on social media that you just kind of plug into the car or whatever. I need to get one of those and keep it on my keychain because I think I'm gonna be going to Aldi a lot more. Anyways, I went ahead and grabbed me a weekly sales ad. I don't care what nobody say. If you don't grab you a weekly sales ad, baby, grab one. It's to tell you what's on sale and where the savings at. Y'all, I was amazingly shocked by this little produce section. Yeah, I was shocked. They had almost every fruit you could think of. But the first thing I went for was some green apples. I kept telling myself that I was gonna make some overnight apple and cinnamon oats. Yeah, I never got around to it. But anyways, I did make sure to pick me up some green onions. And like I said, just look at the produce. I went over to make sure those strawberries was good from top to bottom. I don't know about y'all, but when I go to Walmart and Kroger, I be having to check, and it's not always good from top to bottom. But the produce was looking real good, y'all. They had those little cherry plums. Yeah, they had those little cherry plums. I can't find those nowhere else. Even Walmart don't be having them. So, it was nice to see that Aldi had them, and that if I needed them in the future, I could come back and get some. Anyways, next we're gonna go for some sweet onions. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I did get better onions at Walmart. I don't have nothing against Aldi because it seemed like Aldi's produce does last a little bit longer. But I will say I got better onions at the Walmart. So do with that information what you will. So now I'm gonna go ahead and head over to kind of like the bread section. Now, y'all, they had an array of sweets, y'all. I mean, cookies, cakes, cinnamon rolls. All I had to get away from that. I can't take that in my house. It wouldn't last a day. So now I had to go ahead and keep walking past that. But I did want to stop and show y'all some of the stuff that they had because it looks good. But nah, baby, it wasn't for me. I don't need that. I don't need that. So I head right on back over to the other side of produce because I gotta have my baby potatoes. I don't know about nobody else, but baby potatoes just hit different when you having like garlic and herb mashed potatoes. Not only are they easy to cook, but they're easy to cut up and stuff like that. So I like to get the baby gold potatoes for like my garlic and herb mashed potatoes. It just does something to me. Now I told y'all I was trying to stop being a big back. So I was actually looking for the zero net carb tortillas or whatever. And I actually ended up finding them. Now I will say that I have never tried these. Obviously a lot of the brands at Aldi's I have never tried, but they actually turned out to be kind of like a good fit for some great tacos. Now again, I'm not here to pick up a bunch of junk food, but I knew my kids would love some kind of potato chips. So I did get the wavy potato chips, and I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, the Kroger brand hit better. It just hit better. Like, don't get me wrong, this brand was pretty cool, but that Kroger brand is just something about it. Now, this is just me checking out all of the snacks that I refuse to buy because, again, we trying to unbig our back, so it's not even necessary that we really go through all of the snacks. But then I decided to, do a little drive by of the deli section to see what they had over there. So, just in case I want to come back and build like a charcuterie board or something like that, I can see what they got. Let me go ahead and get my cheese for my tacos. Yes, I said tacos, baby. Taco Tuesday, every Tuesday. So, yeah, I went ahead and got my taco style cheese shredded for my tacos. And then I was just looking over there at the Lunchables and all of this stuff. I seen that they had the on brand Oscar Mayer Lunchables. But, baby, I can go get those for so much cheaper somewhere else. So, you wasn't going to see me getting them, not at the Aldi, baby. Again, we having tacos, so I decided to get some hard taco shells. My baby, he love hard taco shells. He love them. He refused to eat them soft shells, so the soft shells is typically for me, and then I get the hard shells for them. I'm also gonna make sure that I bust down on some spaghetti. So I'm looking at the spaghetti noodles, just kind of seeing what's good for me because I don't gotta have nothing too expensive, but I also didn't want to have nothing too cheap. I still ended up going with the cheap stuff anyway. So yeah, I got me some spaghetti noodles, and it was so many spaghetti noodles in there. I was pretty shocked, y'all. Like this box was heavy, heavy as hell, for real. And then I was like, well, I might as well just kind of look and see what else they got. And then I just so happened to pass by the oats. Now, remember, I told you I wanted to make some overnight oats that I never got to, but I still wanted to get a thing of oats. So I ended up picking up some oats, and I also needed some maple syrup, and they was all in the same area. So why not? I got these rolled oats, and make sure y'all get the old fashioned version. They just hit different. And this little maple syrup actually tastes good. So yeah, get y'all some of that maple syrup and you can put those in kind of like your little Greek yogurt bowls for like that extra sweetness without having to add a sweetener. I'm gonna be making like some grilled cheese and vegetable soup. So I was like, why not give me some Kobe Jack and some mild cheddar to go along with that little sourdough? Y'all didn't see me pick the sourdough up, but why not get me some cheese and stuff to go along with, that sourdough and make like one of those government style like grilled cheese. You remember the grilled cheeses that you used to have back in school with the tomato soup? Yeah, I needed that. So then I started going down this little aisle because I was looking for the vegetables for my vegetable soup. And then I also needed some vegetables for the rest of my meals for the week, like my chicken and stuff like that. So the first thing, of course, I went for was green beans, like because who don't like green beans? I'll wait. Oh, okay. So then I go and grab a can of mixed vegetables and then I grab a can of corn. I love corn. I usually put like corn in my chili. But anyways, like neither here nor there, I went ahead and picked up a couple cans of vegetables just, because we want to make sure that we're trying to be healthy. Now we are eating those from the can, but I also had some frozen vegetables. So yeah. And then I was over in the meat produce section, y'all. When I tell y'all I had to wait on somebody for like 3 minutes looking through other different foods, and I'm like, come on, baby, because I just want to get what I came here for. Of course, my house only eats ground turkey, so we picked up some ground turkey, and then I turned around and I picked up some, I think it was some chicken strips, some chicken tenderloins. That's what they call them. I picked up some chicken tenderloins, because I was like, I can definitely use these for something. I know I can use them for something. So I was going through all of the selections of chicken because they had tenderloins, they had boneless skinless chicken breast, they had those boneless skinless chicken thighs. I was like, I don't even know what to choose anymore because I really don't even know what I want to do. But I ended up actually making chicken strips out of the chicken tenderloin, so that worked out well for me and the whole fam. Yeah, this me whipping out my phone again because, like I said, I was looking for those little budget friendly meals. And I don't know if y'all use the Lemon 8 app, but I do use it to find budget friendly meals at Aldi's that, would last me at least 5 days of the week, which is most of the time when I have my kids. So I like to go on there and see what they got that's available. As you can see, I'm clicking on the Aldi family of five, $50 for 1 week. Now, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. No, this did not come up to be $50, and I was not even able to get all of the ingredients that I needed at this specific Aldi. Again, this Aldi is fairly new, so they don't have everything that all of those other Aldis be having in different states. Like, they only got a couple of things, so I came into Aldi not expecting much anyway, but I was glad that I was able to get most of what I came for. this is me going back over the chicken again just to make sure that I don't want to pick up nothing else. And hell, I probably should have picked up something else, but now I decided to keep it pushing because I was like, I think I got everything I need for those 5 days of meals that they set me up for or whatever. So I kept it pushing. I was actually weighing my options, like, should I get these chicken tenderloins or should I get this other pack of chicken tenderloins that's organic or whatever? Like, what is the purpose of me paying more for organic, baby? I ain't that healthy. I'm just healthy enough, just like right on the margin of being healthy. All right, so anyway, we end up over in kind of like the frozen food section, and I felt like I needed a lot more over here. So I kept going back to my plan, trying to see what do I need? Like, what is gonna make me successful this week in cooking home cooked meals? And so of course I'm looking for turkey sausage, and they don't even have none. They ain't even got no turkey sausage. I'm like I said, we eat bacon occasionally, but I was really looking for turkey sausage because we don't really eat pork sausage that often. This Aldi didn't have none, so that frustrated me a little bit. Of course, I'm like, ugh, like, what else is it that they not gonna have? Because this little cold section was looking a little skimpy. But I'm not even gonna lie, I stopped when I seen that lemonade because I was like, okay, maybe this lemonade is good. And I will tell y'all, this little lemonade that I picked up was good. Like, it tasted pretty decent. And my kids actually enjoyed it. So I wasn't against it. And then I also seen almond milk. And I was like, I need almond milk for my overnight oats. So at first I was gonna go for I think it was the unsweetened version, but I went ahead and got the little sweetened version, or what I thought was sweetened was actually unsweetened. Let's just clarify. I was aiming for the sweetened version and ended up with the unsweetened version. But anyways, I ended up putting it in my basket, and then I'm going back through the produce just to make sure it's not anything else that I want, because really I wanted some like dairy free cold foam or something like that for my protein coffee, but this Aldi didn't have it. So like I said, to all of those people who be talking about Aldi this and Aldi that, Aldi this and Aldi that, baby, Aldi ain't had what I needed. Like, Aldi was pissing me off because y'all done made these little meal plans, and this Aldi specifically ain't got nothing y'all talking about. Anyways, so I went to go over to grab some bacon bits for my loaded baked potatoes. I needed the bacon bits, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, those bacon bits are really, really good. Those are really good. They remind me of that one brand. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but they remind me of that. Don't go get them Kroger brand bacon bits. Come to Aldi and get those bacon bits because they are so good. I had to grab me some cornbread just in case I wanted some chili or some meatloaf or something like that. I was like, cornbread would be a good addition. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I went into Aldi with the mind frame of I'm gonna make a turkey meatloaf with some garlic and herb mashed potatoes with some green beans and some cornbread. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not end up making it. Anyway, so this is like kind of like the frozen food section, like where you get nuggets. I heard those smash burgers was good, so I think the next time I come back, I'm definitely going to get some of those. But I was just looking at the frozen foods, trying to see if they had dino nuggets. I did see the seafood in a bag, and I think I'm gonna come back and try that. Well, I'm getting ready to check out, so I'll see y'all next time.